Good evening and welcome to the Allstate Hometown High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by our local Allstate agent, Jim Twiggs. Now tonight, we're here at Northwestern High School as the Warriors host the Kenton Ridge Cougars in CBC play.
Well, the Cougars enter tonight's play with a 5-3 record under the direction of 16-year head coach Joel Murata, who's trying to make this a strong finish for the Cougars after a great win over Shawnee.
Now, when you start the season, what you'd like to have is a lot of balance on offense. And for the Cougars, offense, you couldn't have scripted it any better, as they have 1,498 yards rushing and 1,528 yards passing. Gary, what are some of the keys that we're going to be looking for the Cougars, brought to you by Dave Kale Chevrolet?
Well, first of all, they have to continue to run and pass the ball. Don't change a thing. Now, the defense has to keep the Warriors off balance and mix it up. And they also have to keep the ball out of the hands of the Warriors and control the game.
And a couple of the players to watch on offense and defense, Gary.
Well, on offense, let's look out for junior quarterback Dylan Lehman, who can kill you on the ground with 884 yards. And then through the air, he can devastate you as well, throwing for 1,489 yards and 16 touchdowns.
And Northwestern Warriors have won.
And on defense, you watch for senior linebacker Jared Armstrong. He can be a thorn in any offensive side, no matter where he's playing. He's got 42 tackles, a sack, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. Now, the home team, under the direction of second-year head coach Shane Carter, who said when he got here and he got hired here, he said, "I'm not used to losing, and they're not used to winning." Guess what? He's turned that around because they're getting used to winning right now as we look at their first winning season since 2015. And tonight they enter the game at 5-3 overall.
And the offense has clicked most of the season, averaging over 31 points a game. And this team's offense is really good because you got to look up. They do something a little bit different. They set up the passing game and then the running game.
Yes.
And they've also passed for 1,877 yards.
Boy, that's not bad. The defense is second best in the CBC, giving up only 141 points this season. And, Gary, what are some of the keys to victory for the Warriors tonight, brought to you by Dave Kale Chevrolet?
Well, same thing with the Cougars. They got to keep doing what they've done all season on defense and shut down the opposing offense. They got to try to come back from last week's 1-point loss, forget about it, move on, and keep the goal in mind to get the first winning season since 2015 and the most win in the last 10 years.
10 years, yeah. And the players to watch for Northwestern's Warriors.
On offense, that's what you have to look out for. Chris Hart, the senior, who's thrown for 1,860 yards, 19 touchdowns, and only 6 INTs on 208 attempts. Now on defense, one name you'll hear all night long is 6 foot, 195-pound senior lineman, and that's Nathan Snyder, who has 83 tackles, second in the league, and he leads with 6.5 sacks.
Wow. Now, let's take a look at the game time temperature report, brought to you by the folks at Houck Brothers Heating and Cooling, Gary.
Well, look at that temperature at kickoff, 53. It's dropping a little bit now. It should be a little bit cooler. Wind speed out of the south-southwest at 11 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation, 10%.
I think we got that so far. It's the football poll of the week. This is a lot of fun. Let's see who you think will win tonight. Remember, you can take part in our weekly poll by following us on Facebook. You can find us at www.facebook.com/localtv4me, and there it is.
86% so far, and that's 14% Northwestern. And look at how many people have voted. Up to 245 and climbing.
Wow, 86% for Kenton Ridge. Let's see if Northwestern has an answer for that. We'll have more of the pregame, the team entrances, and the opening kickoff as we prepare for the All-State Hometown High School Game of the Week as Northwestern prepares to battle Kenton Ridge on Local TV for Me Sports Network.
We'd also like